Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Thursday. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Thursday, where Nintendo's about to blow your goddamn socks off. Oh, my socks!
Is it by charging me $4 a month for an online service that still somehow requires a mobile app for me to even be able to talk to my friends?
Who cares? Nintendo actually just released their most recent financial highlights, as well as hardware sales units and the game sales units, and it is all completely insane.
An unexpected knockout. Nintendo is actually winning the console wars for 2020. Seriously, they're destroying everyone by a significant percentage. Really though, anyone want to guess how many Nintendo Switches have been sold?
Probably around 61.44 million. That's out of the blue. I'm just pulling that number out of my ass.
He's super right. That's like a really good guess.
Oh, that's it?
61.44 million, Patrick.
Yeah.
No.
I guess you already knew it's about to take over the NES.
I was just about to say.
I know. I can see it in your eyes, but without more context, that's just a big number that means nothing. So let's break down why it's so impressive.
Yeah, their most highly sold hardware right now is the Nintendo DS family, because Nintendo loves to repeatedly iterate on consoles. That's sitting at 154 million sales. The Wii is not far behind at 101 million units sold. Really? The DS is their that's crazy.
Yeah, but it counts like the Lite and the Eye. Like, I kind of feel like it's cheating.
Yeah, both of those platforms sold so well in theory because they were incredibly family friendly. The Wii is the only console your best friends... Yep. The Wii is the only console.
I did not American localize the script. It does say M-U-M, mum.
The Wii is the only console your best friend's mum owned for the last 20 years, but so did your younger cousin, and maybe even their mum, and you yourself.
It's the one console I didn't have to like wait until my birthday and be like, well,
how about we combine my birthday and Christmas, and I can get this console?
my parents were like, let's buy a Wii.
My mum and both of my aunts had one.
Okay.
And I think my mum was like more of a gamer than me for a while. I started to get really like intimidated. I was like,
You get all up on my turf, woman?
The real sequel to the Wii wasn't the Wii U, but the Instant Pot. It was just the next appliance that everyone's mom had.
the Nintendo DS had a pretty similar, I don't know, broadness of target audience. It's just the handheld version of the Wii where game sales data backs it up pretty well. Like the highest selling games on the Wii were Wii Sports, Mario Kart Wii, Wii Sports Resort, and then New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And I think two of those, it is worth noting, both Wii Sports and New Super Mario Bros. Wii did come in bundles. Every console shipped with one of those. It is worth noting how weird it is to read all of the Wii games actually say Wii in the title. I love Fable Xbox and God of War PS4.
Spider-Man PS4, though.
I actually do say that.
Hey, did you play Marvel Spider-Man? Did you play Spider-Man PS4?
Those are games the whole family can play. The same applies to the Nintendo DS, which your best friend's mum also owned, and maybe played Nintendogs and Brain Age, which were both in the top 4 sellers. My sisters love Nintendogs.
What do you think the Nintendogs are doing now?
They crossed the rainbow road.
It long since dead.
Those consoles took a long time to hit those sales numbers, though. The Nintendo Switch is not a Wii Sports machine that your best friend's mom is guaranteed to buy, but it still has hit 61.44 million units sold since it came out in 2017.
Yeah, in its first 3 financial years, the Wii apparently sold around 50 million units, according to Statista. The Nintendo Switch is in its 4th financial year at 61.44 million. Basically, though, they started out very differently. The Nintendo Switch might actually be on track to sell as many units as the Wii. It's just about to overtake the NES. It's only 470,000 behind that right now. And after that, it'll be up against the 2DS and 3DS family, which is at 75.85 million units sold.
Some other interesting sales stats though. Nintendo's profits are up by 541% during the coronavirus outbreak. No financial crisis at Nintendo, folks.
When you go to Target, or I don't know if it's like this anymore, but they used to have, when stuff was in really short supply, they had like a list of all the things that they had in stock. So it was like toilet paper, hand sanitizer. Nintendo Switch was on that list for a very long time because so many people were buying Switches.
Get a hobby during quarantine.
Play jujitsu.
There you go.
Or FIFA. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
we haven't localized the script. FIFA.
We do call it soccer in Australia, for the record.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
So despite a worldwide Switch shortage, the year-on-year jump in sales during the April to June quarter was way bigger than what analysts expected. It was mostly actually due to Animal Crossing New Horizons sales.
22.4 million units sold. That's so many Animal Crossers in like no time at all. It's already among the top 50 best-selling games of all time.
It's actually insane how well that game sold. The highest selling game on the Nintendo Switch is actually Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 26.74 million sold, but that came out in 2017. Animal Crossing came out in March of this year.
God damn it.
And if you want to show your hand to the camera, you did write that on there, and I'll take care of that. Don't worry. The other games on the top of that list are Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at 19.99 million units, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at 18.6 million units, and Pokemon Sword and Shield at 18.22 million units.
We've also got Super Mario Odyssey at 18.06 million units, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee at 12.2 million units, Super Mario Party at 10.94 million units, Splatoon 2 at 10.71 million, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe at 7.44 million units.
No, U Deluxe.
Oh.
I am Deluxe, yeah.
Yeah, so basically where software sales are concerned, Nintendo makes a lot of money off of Pokemon and Mario, and that's pretty much never going to stop. It's also worth noting that their first quarter of Nintendo's financial year is usually their quietest one because they don't tend to release a lot of big titles early in the year. So this year, though, they sold 5.68 million Nintendo Switch units in 3 months leading up to the end of the quarter, which is June 30th.
And again, probably in large part due to the pandemic, but also Animal Crossing. Who'd have guessed?
Cultural moment.
I mean, I would have guessed. I bought 300 of those.
Of Animal Crossings.
Yeah.
Why?
I just wanted to support the company. I'm a passionate gamer.
Support the little guy.
Wait, how many did you guys buy?
Just one.
Just the one for me.
Just the one.
Really?
One interesting part of this is an increase in digital game sales, but before we get into that, get into this. It's an amazing t-shirt from Cuts Clothing.
Hey, you've probably worn a t-shirt before in your life. I mean, I know I have. Yeah, they're a staple of menswear and really anyone's wear, but it's been long plagued by horrible conditions like shrinkage and bacon neck and color fade and parachute fit. No matter how long you've settled for basic tees, it's long enough, dude, okay? Besides, every classic deserves a modern take. So that's why Cuts Clothing has completely changed the t-shirt game. Their t-shirts have enough quality and style to wear in the office or on a date or really anywhere in between you want to. So now you don't have to choose between a classic look and a modern feel. In 2016, Stephen Borelli was struggling to find the perfect t-shirt. He wanted something that had enough quality to be worn professionally at work, yet also enough style for a night out. So no matter where he looked, our man Steven here, he couldn't find anything to fit the bill. Nothing. So he took matters into his own hands. The result was a product you can be proud to wear anytime, anywhere, without sacrificing comfort. With their fit, their fabric, and their function, they're really the only shirt worth wearing. The athletic, tailored-looking fit is perfect for work or a date, really, literally anything in between. It's pre-shrunk, it's wrinkle-free, it retains shape over time, and their custom-engineered Pika Pro fabric can only be described as buttery soft. So that's why Cuts is the only shirt worth wearing. Loved by your favorite athletes, entrepreneurs, and hell, even podcast hosts. It seems like everyone is wearing Cuts these days, so get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/inside. That's cutsclothing.com/inside for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing.
All right, now back to the increase in digital game sales. According to Financial Times, analysts say the pandemic has not only heightened the appeal of games, but has also significantly accelerated a shift from consumers buying physical copies to downloading them. Downloads are likely to represent the majority of game sales by the time Sony and Microsoft launch their new consoles in a few months.
So that explains an increase in sales, but I guess also means that shift to digital sales the game industry seems to really want has very much taken off this year. Coronavirus is a games industry created tool, confirmed.
I f***ing knew it.
And who's
I
behind it? Reggie Fils-Aimé. Or should I say, Reggie COVID May 19.
Yeah, nailed it. Flawless. Great work.
But yeah, Animal Crossing helped Nintendo reach a total of 50.43 million software sales for the quarter, which is more than double what they made in the same time last year. Otherwise, there really hasn't been all that much to buy from Nintendo in 2020 just yet.
Yeah, we had Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and some Pokemon DLC, but even Paper Mario Origami King technically came out in the second quarter of 2020, so it don't count.
Of course, the PlayStation 2 is still the highest selling console of all time with 155 million units worldwide before it was discontinued. But even its software didn't sell as well as the Switches right now, which is especially crazy because it has less hardware sales. Basically, less people own a Switch, but more people are playing Switch games.
Right now, it doesn't seem like the Switch will actually overtake the PS2, but it also wasn't the only platform the company saw a bunch of success on. Nintendo just can't stop winning! Hashtag winning! I've got tiger blood, who am I? Martin Sheen.
Emilio Estevez.
Nintendo said their mobile lineup experienced steady growth and noted that Mario Kart Tour is experiencing record use.
Because they're smarter than us and they did the math properly, we're sourcing Engadget for this part, who wrote, Together, smartphone and IP-related income came in at 13.2 billion yen. That's roughly $124.9 million during the quarter, up 32.7% year over year. Overall, the company recorded sales of 358.1 billion yen. That's roughly $3.39 billion, which was more than double what it managed for the same period last year. Operating profit, meanwhile, skyrocketed to 144.7 billion yen, and that's roughly $1.37 billion, up 427.7% year over year.
Thank you for that, Engadget. I did spend a lot of time doing math this morning to get all this in. It got to a point where I was like, I need someone else to do this. This doesn't make any sense in my head. And congrats, Nintendo. You're killing it.
Their next quarter, the one we're in right now, is honestly a whole big ol' wad of question marks. Obviously, we already mentioned Paper Mario, and we know about an updated version of Pikmin 3, but otherwise it doesn't seem like Nintendo has much to offer fans in terms of first-party games for the next couple of months.
Wad. Do you think the next Paper Mario will be Spitballs? Is that an option?
Paper Mario and the 1,000-year wad.
Ew. Okay, cutting it. The episode's over!
As long as the Switch has been around, there have been reports of drifting Joy-Cons, meaning that they'll sometimes register an input on the control sticks even if you're not pushing it. It's about the like motion, right? Not the actual stick, not the like buttons.
Yeah, it's something to do with the hardware. It's been the subject of an ongoing lawsuit, and finally Nintendo has